Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel. Now in the previous video we have seen how we can access the HTML element using local reference, right? Now here what we are trying to do is, so here we are creating a local reference variable and we are trying to send this local reference as a parameter to the methods or anything. So now if you want to access this one in the TypeScript, so there is also another way how we can access this local reference variable in another way. How we can access is, so for example I will remove this one. So now when we are passing as a parameter for this method, this one will be valid only for this method only. So if you want to use this in all TypeScript logic, how we can do is, so now here I can copy this all user input and I can go to the add user component.ts. Okay, here I can go and what I can do is, so here I can use the user input. Okay, and here what we need to do is we need to write @view child. Okay, view child of what is the reference we are using. So this is the reference we are using, so we need to mention it here @view child. We are getting an error here. So what is the error? So cannot find view child, it is saying. So view child we need to import it from the Angular code, view child. Okay, so immediately this one is gone. Now we will try to check this user input on user added. So I will try to comment out this one and I will try to check the output console.log this dot user added. So I can directly use this one as a this dot user add, or not user added, user input, so variable. So now I can use this one directly as a user input. Okay, now if we try to check this user input, what we are trying to do, so we have created a local reference variable here. Okay, so we have used a local reference variable here, and what we are trying to do, we have created the same thing, child user input here. What is the error we are getting here? Button on user added. Okay, fine. So we will remove this parameter also for the time being. Now here what is the problem? What is the thing? So we have used it as a UV child and we are using the same reference variable as the variable here. Now we will try to check the output. What could be the output here? If I try to check the output, if I go here and if I check here, if I go and inspect element, if I do the inspect element console and if I write anything and if I click here, I am getting here element reference. So you are able to see here I am getting an element reference. So that means it is of type element reference. So we have in Angular we have a type nothing but what we can say is element ref. Okay, so this is also imported from the Angular core itself. Element ref is also imported from the Angular core itself. So we also have a type of element ref. So the thing, so the local reference variable, how we are referencing this one, and we are using it as a, when we are trying to use it as a view child, so we are getting it as a local we are getting it as an element reference. So that is one Angular type. And previously how what we have got here we got it as a native element, something like HTML element, we got directly HTML input element, so that we can use the dot value and all those things, right? But here if you observe here in this one, if you see, if I click here, we are getting element HTML element, and in this native element we are able to get the input element. So in this native element we are getting the input element. So that means the previously how we have got the local reference, we are getting inside the element reference, inside the native element we are getting. So now what I can do is, here I can remove this one, and here instead of using this one I can do this dot user input. So I cannot get the direct value here, where I can get, instead of from native element I can get the value. So this is how we can get the value. So now if I try to see the output, if I try to see here, if I click here I am able to get the data. See, so if I click anything, so again I am getting get the answer. So element ref is the element ref, we are getting the element ref. So now if you see here, we can get the value of the variable using this dot user input dot native element dot value. So in this native element we have the data, and also now we have seen the another way how we can access the data, how we can access the local reference using the view child. So view child is used in order to get the DOM element from the template from the Angular template. And also you can also get the component also, you can get it here. You can directly use the component name also if you want to get. And what I want to tell you is, for example, here if you see here, so now if I try to change the value here, okay, so we can also change the value, of the element here. For example, if I try to refresh this one, okay, so now if I try to add here, hi Leela has been inserted, and again this hi Leela also has been converted C. So that means we are trying to change the input value of this element. We can also change the input value of this element also, but it is not the recommended way to change the input value using like this. Either you use the property binding, something like ng model or anything, you can use the property binding, or any other directives concept, and all those things we can use. Why? Because we will lose the flavor of the Angular two-way binding and all those things concepts. We will lose the concepts on all things. So either you get the access of the element, okay, either you get the access of the element through Angular or anything. Don't change the values like this through the input value, something like JavaScript concept, changing the document.get element by id, so and so dot value. This concept is nothing but that one only, but we are getting through the view chain native element dot value. So the up to here you are getting the native element, you are getting the document.get element by id, that concept only you are getting. You are changing the value. Please don't try to change these type of things using directly like this. If you know the JavaScript and all those things, don't try to change like this. So use the property binding or two-way binding, ng model concept, directives, like these things. If you change, so your two-way binding and all those things will remain like that only, or otherwise the Angular we will get an unexpected behavior outputs. Okay, so this is how we can use the view child concept to access the local reference templates, what we can say HTML elements in the templates. Okay, so if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video, and if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.